This practice tonight will be for neck and shoulders and back. You can practice on a couple mats doubled up and also have 2 blocks handy if you have them. If not, you could probably use a bolster and it'll work the same. So we're actually going to start in our first shape, which is child's pose, with our hands on the blocks. So you might want to walk back on your mat a bit. Big toes can touch, knees can come a little wider, and then blocks on the shortest side. And you'll slide your hands forward, so they're going to rest on the blocks and you're going to melt down to the earth. Hopefully forehead is getting close to the earth if it's not already there. And we're going to kind of let the arms hang. You'll feel it right away. Somewhere in the arms and the shoulders and the neck. Wiggle around so you can stay here and you can breathe smoothly and deeply as we land in our first shape. And letting all the distractions quiet down as we focus on our breath and as we focus on the sensations in the body. And taking in one more breath and out through the mouth, letting that go. Maybe sliding the hands back a little bit so we can press through the hands and then we can come right on up into table. So we'll move the knees back, finding a bit of a big table. Thread the needle. We'll keep our hips high in the air. Let's keep our left hand on the block. And we're going to slide that left hand forward. And then we will thread the right arm on through. You're going to come onto right shoulder and right side of head. And we'll keep the hips high. And we'll slide the left arm forward more. And let your big toes touch for some support back there. Beautiful. Taking your last breath in and out. Slide your left hand back towards you a little bit. Maybe really bending that left elbow. So we can press through the left hand and we can come back on up to center. All right, finding a block underneath the right hand. And then we'll thread the left arm right on through, come on the left shoulder, left side of head, and then slide your right hand forward. Settling in on this side, thread the needle. Big toes, magnet to one another. And final breath in and out. Slide your right hand back so it's underneath the shoulder. You can press through that right hand and come back on up to table. See how that feels across the upper back. So we're staying with this theme. Both blocks, lowest height, there's some space between them. You're gonna bring your elbows right down onto them in the very middle. Bring your hands in prayer. You'll probably keep your hips high, but you're gonna start to move your forehead to your mat and your thumbs to the back of your neck. For any variation of this, very intense through the shoulders. You're getting a bit of a release in the neck. If you can let your forehead sink towards the earth, maybe eventually it'll find the earth. Check that your big toes are kissing. And those thumbs do not have to be on the back of the neck. If it's too intense, let them slide away a bit. Big breath in together. Out through the mouth, sigh. Press down through the elbows. Let's make our way back into table. Maybe hands on the blocks. Just be gentle to yourself. Breathing here. Why don't we bring our fists onto the mat right below the shoulders. And let's inhale into our cow. And exhale to cat. And 2 more times, breath in and out. Breath in and out. Nice. All right, come high onto your knees. We might want to move. Let's move the left block off to the side. We'll step the left foot forward, and then we'll sink into the hips. This right block, bring it right below your shoulder, and you can bring your fist right down there. So make sure it's all aligned. Shoulder, fist, block, right down there. And we'll move with breath. Inhale, big inhale, sweeping left fingertips up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, open up a little bit more. Roll your heart to the sky. Left peace fingers. We're going to take them, wrap them around your back, and tuck them into your waistband, reaching towards the front of your hip. So we've got a lunge with a twist. So you decide what's nice for your neck. You may be looking over this left shoulder, and it may be looking at the left toes, and it may be looking down at the right corner of the mat. But keeping the torso in a nice twist, and then sinking into your lunge. It's a bit challenging, at least for me. We won't stay forever. Let's aim for 10 long breaths. Countdowns on, 3 more breaths. Breath in together. Sigh. Beautiful. Unwind. You can slide that arm back around front. Shift back over that back knee and find tabletop. And move your block over to the left side now. Okay, whose hips are saying no? Yes, we're doing it. Step that right foot forward and sink into your low lunge, right? Slide your block in nice and close. See this beautiful line from your shoulder to your fist to your block, right supporting you. Good. And with the right fingertips, inhale, open up to the right. Exhale, tuck those peace fingers into the waistband, sliding around to the front with the right hip. Sinking into low lunge, add that twist. What's good for your neck? And breath in, sigh out. Good, unhooking those peace fingers, moving the hand forward, shifting the weight back, and finding our tabletop. So those are some intense shapes. We didn't hold them as long as maybe quote unquote yin calls for, but those are some intense shapes. So let's take up lots of space on the mat. Feet and knees as wide as the mat. Breath in, curl the toes under, breath out, downward dog, and gently pedal the heels and move your hips from side to side. Stretch it out, work it out. Sigh it out. Feel free to let out some good exhales. And knees to the earth. We're gonna slide the left knee forward into pigeon shape. So left knee towards left wrist. Slide the right leg long, world famous pigeon pose. If you'd like to come down onto blocks or forearms, let's move there. But what I'd like us to do, close the eyes, and I want us to rock left to right for this entire hold. Since we have the blocks tonight, those are great for the forehead. And yeah, just a slow rock left and right. Move with your breath, maybe. Maybe have your head on a block. Feel free to add a little bit of rocking left to right from eyebrow to eyebrow. That's possible. Listening to the body, maybe curl the right toes under, lift the right knee and drag it back a little farther to come a little deeper. And then bring the top of the foot back onto the earth and continue to rock. Continue to breathe. Feel free to sigh out through the mouth. And final breath in. Sigh Slide the hands underneath the shoulders, straightening up the arms, come on up, curl it back to under. Now drag that knee forward, all right, taking the pressure of that left hip. And then we'll slide into our table. Maybe a little rock, left, right with the hips. Feeling a big difference, maybe in your sides. And we'll slide into the other side. Right knee, slide it forward. And slide that left leg long behind you. Right, finding your shape for your body tonight in this time and space, and it will change. And once you've settled, rocking. And listening to the body, maybe you want to come a little deeper. Curl the left toes under, lift the left knee, drag it back. Can you slow down your breath and slow down your rocking? Almost like you're barely moving. All right, final breath in. And sigh. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders, straighten the arms. Curl it back to under, lift in that back knee, and find your way back into table. And right down onto your belly, left side of your mat, have your block handy. And we're gonna extend our right arm out behind us, palm down, right out from the shoulder, half the letter T. Plant your left hand, bend your left knee. Inhale, lift your left leg, and roll onto your right hip. And here's where a block is amazing for underneath the right side of your head. So we're coming into broken wing. So you're trying to roll onto your back, but that arm behind you is stopping things. I like to tent my fingers right here in front of my solar plexus, lower than my heart now. And then you can move the legs back a little bit if that's what you're feeling. And yeah, we're gonna play with gravity, we're gonna breathe. You're gonna feel a little sway. broken wing. So shoulders, arms, probably some neck, spine, even some hips. Sometimes when you're breathing in a shape, you'll feel a little catch. You'll feel a little bit like a jolt or maybe a shake. And from my understanding, that's moving some old stored stagnant energy. Almost like a little twitch. And be proud of yourself. That's a good job. Continue to breathe. So let's do 3 more breaths. Can you relax a little more, knowing there's only 3 more breaths? And that breath in together, sigh, and roll back onto your front super slow. Thoughtful of that right shoulder, roll back onto your front and just rest. I think we need it. All right, if the right arm is movable, and let's hope it is, bring it on into the body and let's shuffle ourselves over to the right side of our mat. All right, and have your block handy again. So this time, that left arm out from the left shoulder, palm down, fingertips right below the right shoulder, bend the right knee, inhale, lift the right leg, roll onto the left hip. And support the head. I like to slide my legs back, if that makes sense, moving them back. And tenting the fingers right here by the solar plexus, right in front of the tummy. The side probably feels a little different than the first side. And final breath in. Sigh. You got it. Roll onto your front. And just rest for a moment. Good. Okay, make your way into table. And then into seated in the middle of your mat. We're going to do just a little seated flow. I'll guide you through the first round, and then you can do 2 more rounds intuitively, okay? So we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist, doesn't matter what side. Slow, inhale, back to center, arms overhead. Exhale, twist, other side. Listen to your body. Inhale, come back to center, sweep the arms up overhead. Plant one hand onto the earth and side bend towards that side. And then inhale, cartwheel the arms over to the other side. Exhale, side bend. Close your eyes, and I want you to do 2 more rounds of that. So inhale, arms overhead, and exhale. Go really slow. And then we'll meet in the center. A little twist, side bend flow. Extend your legs out, bring your heels as wide as your mat, and we'll grab our 2 blocks again. We'll come into supported fish. So one block's gonna go kind of the length of your spine, sort of like the back of the sternum, and then up, right between shoulder blades. And then we'll have a second block for our head. And I have my blocks on the second height, right? So that one fits between the shoulder blades, and then that second one for the head is the same height. We really don't need to yank our neck backwards, some craziness. And then bring the elbows in nice and close, and they're just maybe hovering on the mat, maybe they're planted on the mat, but bring them in nice and close, palms down, palms up, whatever feels best for you. Little lift to the chin, let the jaw relax open, let the mouth relax open, and your eyes close. Just breathe here. And allow your shoulders to feel weighted towards the earth. Allow your neck and jaw to feel soft. And let's take our final breath in together. Slide. Now I like to bend my knees and my feet onto the mat, and then I roll off to one side on an elbow so I can get those blocks out from underneath and come right back down onto the back. Knees are bent. Grab a block once again, and we'll move into supported bridge. Now a couple different options with the block. There's the 3 heights. You choose. You've got the first height, the second height, and then the monster third height. I'm gonna try the third height tonight. So you're gonna do that with me. Get your tiptoes, walk them in as close as possible. I have short legs. And then we'll lift the hips up, and we wanna get it right underneath the sacrum. Nice flat bone there between the hip bones. And then plant your feet again. You can bring your feet as wide as the mat. Chin to chest. Arms, maybe a little bit out, whatever's comfortable. And then relax your glutes, because they like to join the party and they're not needed. So relax the bum, chin to chest. I wanted to add this one in for neck and shoulder because what is the lowest part of the body right now is the neck and shoulder. So with gravity, all the blood can kind of like pool there. All the lymph can. Just gives it a nice little rest from fighting gravity all day long. And you can bring the chin in nice and close to the chest. And breathe. And our final breath in here. And a big sigh. So hold your block with both hands. Get those tiptoes in nice and close again so we can do our lift. Block comes out, hips to the earth. Let's just keep our feet as wide as the mat and let the knees slide into touch like a little tent. And then we can bring our hands, palms facing down, right out from the hips. And take a few moments here, a little mini savasana. And then draw one knee into chest, both knees into chest, do a little rocking side to side. And if you want to roll to one side, press yourself on up to seated, keeping the eyes closed for a moment longer. We'll seal up this flow, this gentle, slow flow for neck and shoulders. Bring your hands in prayer, heart center. Shoulders relax out of the ears. Feel the warmth of the two palms touching. Let your thumbs rest at heart center. 3 things you're grateful for in this time and space right now. And one last time, let's take a breath in together and sigh. Eyes can flutter open. And thank you for joining me.